Om. 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 Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Om Gum Gurubhyo Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Aim Saraswatyai Namaha. Om Gananam Tva Ganapati Gum Havamage Kavim Kavinam Upamashravatamam Jeshtarajam Brahmanam Brahmanaspata Anashrinvannodibhissi Dasadanam. Om Shri Mahaganapataye Namaha. Om Namah Shivaya Gurave Satchidanandamurtaye Nishprapanchaya Shantaya Niralambaya Tejase. Om Yasyatma Bhudasya Guraprasadat Aham Vimuktosmi Samsara Bandhat Sarvopadeshtu Shivanandamurte Mridvankriyukmam Pranadosmi Nityam Dayasindhum Deenabandhum Shastratabodhanapatum Maskarindra Varam Navami Sri Chidananda Sadgurum. Om Praninam Dukkha Hartaru Jnanado Bhuvanamuktaye Shivananda Chidanando Ashraye Guru Sattamo. Om Shantatmanam Pranadasulabham Siddhavidya Prabhavam Bhaswadrupam Sugunanilayam Dvastakarmadivargam Prajnavrittam Nija Samadrisham Taradam Tyagivajyam Sakshat Yesham Mam Guruvaram Shivanandam Natosmi. Shivanandam Natosmi. Om. So we have covered the first chapter, that is the Shikshavalli of the Taittiriya Upanishad. And from today onwards we will see the third chapter. Second we will skip now for the present. We will do the third one. The third one is called BHRIGUVALLI, third chapter. So that we will start. It has 10 anuvakas. 10 anuvakas, and it is in the form of a discussion between the teacher Varuna and the student Bhrigu. So that is why this Varuni Upanishad, Sayana Bhashya, these two chapters are called as Varuni Samhita. The Varuni Upanishad, Varuni Samhita, together they say like that. Second and third together, he calls it as Varuni Upanishad. So we will see to that, and the Shanti Pata is Sahanavavatu. We will start with this Shanti Pata. Om Sahanavavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So the Shanti Pata is Sahanavavatu. Sahanavavatu means Saha Nau Avatu. Nau Avatu becomes Navavatu. Saha Nau Avatu. So that Bhagavan, Parabrahma, the Supreme Reality, now both of us, the teacher and the student, Saha Avatu, let him protect both of us together. Then Sahanau Bhunaktu, let him also nourish us. Bhunaktu Bhojetu. Shankaracharya gives the meaning Bhojetu. Avatu means Raksha. Bhunaktu means Bhojetu. Bhojetu means let him nourish us. Let him keep us healthy. Sahanau Bhunaktu. Sahaviryam Karavavahi. Sahaviryam Karavavahi. But the pronunciation should be Sahaviryam Karavavahi. Because the im is followed by ka. When ka comes, the anunasika sound should be nga. Sahaviryam Karavavahi. You can say Sahaviryam Karavavahi, but the real pronunciation is Sahaviryam Karavavahi. Sahaviryam Karavavahi. So, and together we should have that, accomplish that strength by studying the scripture. the spiritual strength we should have, the spiritual knowledge we should have. Let him vouch that Bhagavan give us the strength to accomplish this knowledge. Tejasvina vadhitamastu. Tejasvina vadhitamastu. Tejasvi now adhitamastu. Whatever we have studied, adhitam, whatever we have studied, let it be, let us understand perfectly. Adhitam swadhitamastu, like that Shankaracharya. Sushtu adhitamastu. Whatever we have learned, that should be well learned. So may Bhagavan protect us, so that whatever we study, that should be complete and that should be useful to us and that should be well learned. Ma vidvishabhage. Let there not be any misunderstanding between the teacher and the taught. So as long as the teaching is going on, the study is going on, they should have a good relationship. So let there be a good relationship. Let there not be any misunderstanding. Why? Because the student never disagrees with the teacher. Even if they say a wrong thing, we have to say yes only. Even if the teacher says wrong thing, you are a fool. Yes, sir. Yes, Swamiji. Yes, Swamiji. You are a fool. Yes, Swamiji. We should say like that only, because then only the knowledge will come. No, I am not that way. If you say, that ego comes. So let there not be any misunderstanding between us. Whatever he says, may accept it as if it is Bhagavan's words. So that is the Mahavidushabha. So that is the Shanti mantra. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. That is the Tapatraya should not be there. Adi Bhautika, Adhyatmika, Adi Devika. Tapa should not be there. Let there be peace. So that is the Shanti mantra. The Shanti mantra is there for the Kathopanishad and other Upanishads also. So the first mantra is Bhrigurvai Varunihi Varunam Pitaramupasasara Adhihi Bhagavo Brahmeti Tasma Etat Provacha Annam Pranam Chakshushrotram Manovachamiti Tagumho Vacha Yato Va Imani Bhutani Jayante Ye na jata ni jivanti yat prayantyapi samvishanti yat prayantyapi samvishanti tad vijijñāsasva tad brahmeti satapotapyata satapastaptva. Satapastaptva should go into the next mantra, but they take it here, okay? Satapotapyata, up to that the mantra. Yeah, one word is, one sentence is taken from there usually. So, Bhrigurvai Varunihi. Bhrigurvai Varunihi. Bhrigu. Varuni means Varunasya Putraha. Varuna's son is called Varuni. Dasharatha's son is called Dasarathi. Krishna's son is called Karshni. So, like that, the Varuna's Putra is called Varuni. So, Bhrigurvai Varunihi. Bhrigu, the son of Varuna. Vai Shabda, Vai means Bhrigu is a very famous person. Bhrigu is not an ordinary man. He is even famous than his father. Bhrigu, great Maharshi, you know. Bhrigu's daughter is, who is Bhrigu's daughter? Bhrigu's daughter is Mahalakshmi, Bhargavi, Bhargavanandanayaha. In that Kanakadara Sutra, Bhargavanandanayaha. Bhrigu Maharshi only went to the three Trimurtis. The rishis asked him to find out who is the most Shanta Swarupa. Among the Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva, who is very soft, who is very compassionate, who will not get anger. Find out, they said. Then he went that story, you know, it comes in the Bhagavad. So Bhrigu is a very famous person. That is why Bhrigu, Ruvai Varuni, that Bhrigu, great man. That Varuni, that Bhrigu, who is the son of Varuna. Varunam Pitaram Upasasara. He, the Bhrigu, Varunaputra Bhrigu, Varunam Pitaram Upasasara. He approached his father Varuna. Upasasara means according to the rules. Vidivate Upasannaha. Vidivat, when you approach a guru, Samitpanihi Shrotriyam Brahmanishtam, otherwise Tadviddi pranivadena pariprasnena sevaya upatekshadite jnanam jnaninas tattvadarshinaha. So with some flower or something like that, and then they go to the teacher and place at him and kindly enlighten me. So likewise, Bhrigu went to the father Varuna, approached him, and he told, Adhihi Bhagavo Brahmeti, hey Bhagavan, you Adhihi, you teach me, enlighten me, you teach me Brahman, about Brahman you teach me, you please instruct me on Brahman, you teach me on Brahman. Adhihi Bhagavo Brahmeti. Shankaracharya says, that is a mantra, he says. Mantra, Adhihi Bhagavo Brahmeti, Adhihi Bhagavo Brahma iti. Adhihi Bhagavo Brahma is a mantra. So the student should approach the teacher with this mantra. Adhihi Bhagavo Brahmeti. Please enlighten me. What do you want? I want some this, I want that. Some not worldly things he did not ask. You give me that knowledge. You please enlighten me on Brahman. You please teach me about Brahman. Like that, the Bhrigu, Varanaputra Bhrigu, approached his father, Vidivada approached his father, and Samitpanihi Shrotriyam Brahmanishtam, like that. And father he approached and told him, Adhihi Bhagavo Brahmeti, kindly teach me about Brahman. Kindly instruct me on Brahman. Like that he told. Tasma etat provacha. Tasma means tasmai etat provacha. Tasma means tasmai. Because here comes, it becomes tasma. Tasmai etat provacha. When the student Bhrigu asked that, kindly enlighten me, kindly teach me about Brahman, about Bhagavan, then he told like this, Varuna told like this, Tasmai etat provacha. To him, this Bhrigu told this. What he told, that will come. He told this. What he tells? Annam pranam chakshusrotram mano vachamiti tagumho vacham yato vayubani bhutani jayante yena jatani jivanti yat prayantyabhisambisanti tadvijijñāsasva tadbrahmeti satapotapyata. So when he asked this, Tamho vacha, Tamha uvacha. Tamho vacha means Tamha uvacha. To him, to that Bhrigu, Varuna told like this. Annam pranam chakshushrotram mano vachamiti. He said, Annam, food, prana, the vital air, chakshu, eyes, shrotram, ear, mana, mind, vacham, walk. These are the 5 things, the doors, the tools through which you can understand. In order to understand this, where is it? You go this way. This one gate you have to show. Where you have to go, there you go this way. In the opening you should say, from where you have to go. So like that, to understand Brahman, to reach Brahman, to understand the Brahman, I give you 5 things. Through that only you can approach. One is annam, food. Then prana, vital air, prana. Chakshu, eyes. Then shrotram, ear. Manaha, mind. Vacham, words. These are the gateways to realize Brahman. These are the gateways to realize Brahman. So that is the opening through which you have to approach. And through the gate you go. When you reach Brahman, to find out that whether it is Brahman or not, some lakshana has to be told. Who is so and so? You go this way, there will be one person, very tall man. That is so and so. So where is Vishwanath Mandir? Then you go through this one, there are 3 gates are there, one of these you go, and then there will be a tower will be there. And that tower, that is Vishwanath Mandir. Langar means this is the indication. Some indications you should give, some lakshana you have to say, some characteristics of that you have to say. So having told the gateway through which you have to go, and then he says, what is the lakshana, what is the definition, what are the characteristics of that Brahman which you want to realize. That he says, Yato va imani bhutani jayante, from where all these things, whatever you see here, imani bhutani, whatever you see here, Brahmadi Stambha Parijandam, from Chaturbhuga Brahma to a blade of grass. All these bhutas, living things, all these things, from where they have come from, where they are born, in which they are born, where they come from. Yasova imani bhutani jayante, from where all these things have come from. Yena jatani jivanti, because of which they are all living, in which it is living. Yat prayantyapi sampisantiti, and finally into which they go back. From where they are born, from which they have born, and where they are existing now, and into which finally they will merge. So that is Brahman. Tad vijijñāsasva, that you realize. So he first tells the 5 openings, 5 gates, or 5 tools he gives. Through these tools you can understand. And this is the Lakshana of the Brahman. Yato va imani bhutani jayante, yena jatani jivanti, yat prayanti abhisambisanti. From where it is, all these things are born, from which all these things have come out, in which it are all living, existing, and into which it will go back. The same thing I told you. Janmadhyasya yataha. Same thing only. Janmadhyasya yataha. Vitratascha arteshtu. So that is the Lakshana. This is called a Tadatha Lakshana. This is not Swarupa Lakshana. So he gives a Tadatha Lakshana. Not this way he has not given. You have to find out. So it is a Tadatha Lakshana. He did not give a Swarupa Lakshana. This is this. It will be like this. That he has not given. So from where he has given, these Lakshanas are there, it is that like that. Then Tad vijijñāsasva. So you realize that, you try to understand that. Then he thought, Satapayo tapo tapyata. Then Bhrigu, having got instructed by the father, these 2 things, that is, Annam pranam chakshushrotram manovachamiti, through these things, you have to find out that Brahman, which is the cause for the birth of all these things here, or the cause for all these things, whatever you see, from where they have come from, where it is existing, and into which it will go back. So having given that, then Tad vijijñāsasva, he is told like that. So he thought, what is that? He was inquiring. He did tapasya. He contemplated on that. He meditated on that. What is this? This is the indication. What is there? What is there? What is there? Supposing if you are asked to solve a mathematical problem, then you think about it. Different solutions you think. It's a meditation. Same way, he also, tad vijijñāsasva, tad brahmedi, satapo tapyata, satapo atapyata. So he meditated on that. He keep on meditating to find out what is that, from where all these things have come. And he has also given the clue, Annam pranam chakshushrotram manovachamiti. So one by one he was thinking, which is actually, this definition will fit in where? This definition should fit in. So he was contemplating on that. So for having contemplated for some time, then he got an answer. So that is the answer of the next mantra. Annam brahme divyajanad annadhyeva khalvimani bhutani jayante anne najata nijivanti annam prayantyapi sampisantiti tadvijñāya punareva varunam pitaramupasasara adhihi bhagavo brahmeti tagumho vacha tapasa brahma vijijñāsasva tapo brahmeti satapo tapyata satapastaptva. So having contemplated like that, then he first realized, oh, Annam must be the Brahma. Annam Brahme Divyajanat. He realized, he understood, food is the Brahman. Because Annat deva kalvibani bhutani jayante. From Anna only all these things have come from. Nothing can come without the Anna. Without food, nothing will come. So everything has come from food only. Annena jatani jivanti. Because of food only everything is existing. You and I are existing because of food. If food is not there, so everything has come from food. And everything is existing in food. And annam prayanti abhisambhishanti. Finally it will go to Anna only. It will become Anna only. So now we see a lot of trees here. So many trees are there, plants are there. They all need manure. The soil should have the manure. What is the manure in the soil? The trees grow and the leaves will fall. That leaves, the fallen leaf only food for the tree. Those leaves which have fallen, they become food for the tree. So food is the cause. Everything is born out of food. Everything is living because of food. And everything will finally become food also. It will enter into food. When somebody dies means it is food for everything. Food for the dog, food for the animals, food for the ants, food for... If you bury, everything will eat. If sadhus with a pot, fish will eat. It becomes food. This body, it becomes food for everybody. So you are food only. So everything is born out of food. And everything lives because of food. Cremate, then also you are food for the Agni. The Agni swallows you. Agni eats you. Even if you cremate also, it will be absorbed. The Agni eats. Okay. So, suppose if you throw it into water, it swells up. The water enters into the body and makes it, expand the cells. Then it will eat also. Water will absorb all those things. Even no fish eats, the water will absorb all these body particles. It will become the organic matter in the in the water also. It will become one with the matter, one with the water. So everything is born out of food and it is sustained by the food. And finally it enters into the food only. Everything, otherwise also, everything is a food for something else. The rat is there, rat is the food for the cat, cat is the food for the dog, dog is food for the leopard. So like that it goes actually. Everything is food. Everything is sustained by the food. And everything is food also. So he thought that Annam is everything, Annam is Brahman, Annam Brahme Divyajanat, like that. So he thought, Annam Brahme, that we are taking that only, okay? That's right, mantra. Annam Brahme Divyajanat. He realized that food is Brahman. Because Annat Deva Kalvimani Imani Bhutani Jayante. All these things have come from food only. All these things are food modification only. You are food modification only. Whatever you have eaten, that only modifies like this. Your body is that only. Kalvimani bhutani jayanti. Annena jatani jivanti. Because of food it is existing. This is nourished, supported and sustained. Annam prayanti abhisambhishanti. Then finally it becomes Anna for somebody else. Tadvijnaya, having realized that, when he realized that, then he has got a doubt. That cannot be Brahman. Some doubt came. Punareva Parunam Pitaram Upasasara. He realized that it's Anna is Brahman. Then he goes to the father and says, kindly enlighten me. That means what he thought, what he realized, he is not confident about it. He had a doubt, I may be wrong. This is wrong. Something in him tells that this is wrong. Annam is food. Annam, food is Brahman. It cannot be. Now you say food is not Brahman, that is without, you just make a statement like that. You are not convinced. You make a statement like that. But the other case, in his case, he had got a conviction that Annam is Brahman. You don't have a conviction that Annam is Brahman. What is Brahman you do not know. You have never inquired about it. So there is no question of doubt. He has inquired and he has come to some conclusion. And when you come to a conclusion, then sometimes doubt comes. When you are doing something and doing some exercise, some research, and then come to a conclusion, this must be right. Whether it is right or whether there is any other possibility. That thought will come only when after arriving at a conclusion. Now you don't have a conclusion about what is Brahman. Brahman we do not know. It is there in the Upanishad only. So whereas in his case, having meditated for quite some time and having got the conviction that Annam Brahmedi Vajana, he realized that Annam is Brahman. Because all the qualifications, the Lakshana, whatever Lakshana are told, for Brahman exactly, it fits in. It fits in, so the Lakshana was satisfied, so Annam Brahmedi Vijana. He understood that Annam is Brahman. Then a doubt came. That is right, but Annam has got a beginning. It has got a beginning and it will have an end also. So it cannot be Brahman. Brahman cannot have a beginning and an end. The ultimate supreme reality cannot have a beginning and cannot have an end. It should be infinite. So although he approached the Father with the conviction, then subsequently he got a doubt that it cannot be there. So I need little more clarification. So then he told the Father, Adihi Bhagavo Punareva Varunam Pitaram Upasasara. He again approached the Father. Adihi Bhagavo Brahmeti. Then kindly enlighten me, teach me about Brahman. Tagum Hovacha Tapasa Brahma Vijijñāsasva. You do tapasya and you realize Brahman. You do tapasya to understand Brahman. Tapo Brahmedi, tapas is Brahman. Tapo Brahmedi, satapo tapyada, satapas taptva. Then he did tapasya. So first when he approached the Father Varuna and requested him, kindly enlighten me on Brahman, he gave a definition, a lakshana, the characteristics of Brahman, and also the gateways through which you have to do. The Father did not say that you go for tapasya. Father did not say to Bhrigu, you do tapasya and find out. He did not say in the first instant. See, understand me? In the first mantra, Bhrigurvaiva Runihi Varunam Pitaram Upasasara Adihi Bhagavo Brahmedi. You teach me about Brahman. Tasma Yetat Provacha. He told this. Annam Pranam Chakshushrotram Manovacha Miti Tagum Hovacha Yatova Imani Bhuta Nijayante Ye Najata Nijivanti Yat Prayantyapi Samvishanti Yat Prayantyapi Samvishanti Tadvijijñāsasva. You understand that. These are the gateways, these are the lakshanas. You now find out Brahman, he said. Tadvijijñāsasva tad brahmeti satapodapyada. Without Father's instruction, Bhrigu automatically went for tapasya. Father did not tell him to do tapasya. Bhrigu himself thought, I should contemplate, I should do tapasya to find out. Okay? So, Acharya gives why this explanation. Why? Because Bhashya Antakarana Samadhanam Tapaha. The Bhashya Karana and Antakarana. The outer sense organs and the inner organ, mind, that remain in quiet, Samadhanam. Shanti of the no agitation of the Bhashya Karanas. There is no trouble, no obstacles, no problem with the sense organs. They are all quiet. Bhashya Karana, quiet. Mind also quiet. That is what is called tapasya. Tapasya means to keep the external sense organs and the internal organ quiet. Shanti. Then automatically that is revealed. Okay? So that tapasya he did because he did penance. He understood that this I have to meditate and find out. Because Father has not given the Swarupa Lakshana. He has got the Tatastha Lakshana. He has given the Tatastha Lakshana. These are the indications of the Brahman. And these are the points on which you have to meditate. So he meditated upon. He did not tell you meditate upon, you do tapasya. That he did not tell. But because of his purity, he understood it. So first, and he did tapasya, and then realized that annam, first one, annam brahmedi vijanat. Because it satisfies all the, it has got all the qualifications, it satisfied all the definition which the father has told. So then he got a doubt, this may be wrong. It cannot be Brahman. So again he went to Father Punareva Varunam Pitaram Upasasara, and then he asked him, same mantra he says, Adesha Bhagavo Brahmedi. Hey Bhagavan, kindly enlighten me, kindly teach me about Brahman. Tagumho vacha tapasa brahma vijijñāsasva. You meditate, you do tapasya and understand this Brahman, he says like that. Then tapo brahmeti, the tapasya is the Brahman. So therefore then when he told like that, satapo tapyata, then Bhrigu again did tapasya, again contemplated, again meditated. Yavat jikñāsa na nivartate, tavat tapayeva te sadhanam. Yavat jikñāsa na nivartate, tavat tapayeva te sadhanam. Yavat paryantam. As long as you have got the jikñāsa, desire to know, as long as you have doubt in your mind, when there is a doubt in your mind, when there is no clarity, when there is no conviction, that whether it is right or wrong, then as long as it is there, you have to continue tapasya. So whenever there is a doubt, you have to keep on contemplating. Whenever there is doubt, it means what? Clarity is not there. Clarity is not there means you have not understood it. So again and again you have to do tapasya. Tapasa brahma vijijñāsva. So that is why he did not have the Bhrigu did not have the clarity. It cannot be Brahman. So father also says, tapo brahmeti, tapasa vijijñāsasva. That tapas itself will reveal to you the Brahman. So you contemplate on that. Keep the mind and external organs quiet. That is the tapasya. Nothing should disturb you. Only this thought should be there. What is our disturbance? The sense organs are pulling you outside. You are wanting something else. That is why the disturbance. If you don't have any want in your mind, nothing will disturb you. We have some wants. As long as there are wants in the mind, then the sense organs will pull you towards that object. You may get it, you may not get it. So that problem will be there. So this yavatya jikñāsa na nivartate tavati tapayeva te sadhanam. So tapasa brahma vijijñāsasva he told. So when he told it, again he meditated. Satapo tapyata satapas taptva prano brahme divyajanat pranadhyeva kalvimani bhutani jayante pranena jatani jivanti pranam prayantyapi samvisantiti tadvijñāya punareva varunam pitaram upasasara adesha bhagavo brahmeti tagumho vacha tapasa brahma vijijñāsasva tapo brahmeti satapo tapyata satapas taptva. Then again he meditated and then he realized prano brahmedi vyajanat. Prana is the Brahman. And prana upasana is told in many of the Upanishads. Prana upasana is there. The Madhya Sampradaya also, Mukhya Prana is considered as the big deity. Prana is next to that supreme reality. When the other Upanishad, some of the Upanishads also it comes, Prana upasana. So prano brahmedi vijanat. This breath, prana is the Brahman. He realized after contemplation, he found out that prana has got all the qualifications. Yato vayubani jayante yena jatani jivanti yat prayanti abhisamvisantiti. That correctly fits in because everything is born out of prana. Everything is sustained, supported and live in prana. And finally everything enters into prana. So, prana is the Brahman. So, he thought like that. Pranadhyeva kalvimani bhutani jayante. All these things are born out of prana only. Without prana, born out of prana, without prana they cannot live. Prane najata nijivanti, having born, they live because of prana. Because of prana only they are living. They are born out of prana, and because of prana they are living here. Pranam prayantyabi samvisanti, then they proceed and enter into prana. We also enter into prana. Finally, what their prana has gone. Prana, where? This prana has merged with the other prana. Okay. Pranam prayantyabi samvisanti, tad vijnaya, having realized that, oh, now prana is Brahman. He realized that. Then doubt came, prana cannot be Brahman. Prana has also got some deficiency. All the kalas are not there. Prana has also some shortcomings are there. So prana has not, all the kalas, Shodasakala Aparishaka, all these things are not there. This is, sometimes it goes, it comes, all these things are there. So then he got a doubt, prana cannot be Brahman. So again he went, Adhija Bhagavo Brahmeti. Again he approached the father and told him, kindly enlighten me, teach me about Brahman. Tagumho vacha. Then father told him, what is that? Tapasa Brahma Vijijñāsasva. Again you go and do tapasya. Tapasa Brahma Vijijñāsasva. Tapo Brahmeti. Tapasya is Brahman. Satapo tapyata. So again he meditated upon, and then again he found out something. Why this is told? Because nobody can realize God from the blessing of Guru. If Bhagavan can bless and give Bhagavad Sakshatkara, he would have given to all the Vrishnis, Yadavas. None of them got it, you know. Those who are very close to Bhagavan, none of them got it. The last moment they fought with each other. So Bhagavan's blessing will not be there for realization, that you have to do something. Bhagavan cannot give you, I give you moksha. Put your hand on it, and that is not possible. Even Guru cannot do that. Moksha you cannot give. Realization nobody can give. You have to work for it. You have to go by the words of the Guru. You have to go by the words of the Shastras. You have to go by the words of Bhagavan. Because it is only a wrong understanding. There is no real realization. Already you are a realized person. You have a notion that I am not realized. So that notion you have to remove. Bhagavan cannot remove. So even Bhagavan wants it, he cannot help you. You have to help yourself. That is why Satapo Tapyata. If it is possible, Bhrigu would have got it. Bhrigu need not do all this tapasya. Okay. So again he meditated upon, and then Tapo Brahmeti, Satapo Tapyata. So first he got Annam is Brahman. Then he had a doubt, went and asked father. Then father said, Tapasa Brahma Vijijñāsasva. You understand Brahman by doing tapasya. Then he says, Tapo Brahmeti. Tapas itself is Brahman. Because the path is the goal. The path itself is the goal. Path and goal are not different. The path itself is the goal. So then he realized the prana is the Brahman. Then he got a doubt. Prana cannot be. Then he went again and asked, Adhehi Bhagavo Brahmeti. What is lacking? Because it is non-intelligent, it is Jadavastu. The prana cannot be Brahman because it is non-intelligent, it is a Jadavastu, it is an effect, it is not a cause. So it is, in the mantra it is not told, Sakalyena they told you, it is a Jadavastu, prana is a Jadavastu. Gurudeva has written this, the prana cannot be Brahman because it is non-intelligent, Jada, it is an effect, it has a cause, it has a beginning and it has an end. It is Jadavastu. It is Jada and also it has got a beginning and it has got an end. So prana cannot be Brahman, he thought. Then again the father told you, again you go for tapasya. The mantra is, except 1 or 2 words, the mantra is same. Okay. mano brahme divyajanaat manaso hyeva khalvimani bhutani jayante manasa ajata jivanti manaprayandyapi samvisantiti tadvijnaya punareva varunam pitaram upasasaram adhihi bhagavo brahmedi tagum hovacha tapasa brahma vijijñāsasva tapo brahmeti satapodapyata satapastaptva. Then he comes to the conclusion, mind is the Brahman. Mano brahmedi vyajanāt. Here he considered, he thought mind is Brahman, because he also told annam, pranam, mano. Mind is also told. So first he said this annamaya kosha is Brahman, he thought, then the pranamaya kosha, then the manomaya kosha. Manasa akyeva kalbimani bhutani jayante. All these things are born out of mind only. Mind only does the sankalpa. As your mind wishes, you see an object. So everything is born out of the mind. Manasa ajata nijivanti, because of the mind only things are existing. If the mind refuses to accept anything, it will not be there. And manaprayandyapi samvisantiti, and everything enters into the mind. Having known that, then he thought mind is the Brahman. Then again the doubt came, mind cannot be the Brahman. Why? Because he thought the mind is only an organ of instrument of cognition. It cannot be Brahman. Mind is also only an instrument, antakarana. It is a bhashyakarana, it is an antakarana. So a karana cannot be Brahman, and organ cannot be Brahman. So he got a doubt again, and then again asked the father, Adhihi Bhagavo Brahmeti. Then Tagum Hovacha, he told him, Tapasa Brahma Vijijñāsa. So this is Upadesha, Tapasa Brahma Vijijñāsa, Tapasya. Contemplation on the highest reality is required. What we do is, we are contemplating on worldly things. Our mind is going towards worldly things. So, gradually the mind has to be taken out from this worldly things. The needs have to come down. The needs have to come down, and mind has to move towards the supreme reality. That is why we have to do japa and all these things. The purpose of japa, reading, swadhyaya and all these things, that is tapasya. Tad-dhitapaha. So, swadhyaya pravachana, tadeva tapaha, he said. So, continuously engaging the mind on shastras and contemplation and Bhagavad Nama. So, naturally mind will be free from those things. Then the mind becomes pure. When the mind becomes pure, automatically the mind goes inward actually. From the bhashya to the inner, movement will be there. Now also, first annam brahmedi vyajanāt means he was trying to locate the Brahman outside. Then it goes to the prana. Then it goes to the still inner, mana. Mano brahmedi vyajanāt. So, from everything has born out of mind, and everything is living in the mind, sustained by the mind. And finally everything is entering into the mind. So, mind is the Brahman, he thought. Then the doubt came. Then he again asked the father, Punareva varunam pitaram upasasara. Again he approached the father. Adhihi bhagavo brahmeti. Again he asked, kindly enlighten me. See, in all this, father will be very loving, very compassionate to the son. But he never said, no, this is not the way, this is the way. He did not say, because it is not possible. You have to work out. Okay? Even the Guru cannot guide you, take you there. Put that. You have to work out actually. So he says, Tagum hovacha tapasa brahma vijijñāsasva tapo brahmeti satapo tapyata satapastaptva. Then he realizes, he meditated. So annamaya kosha, pranamaya kosha, manomaya kosha. Now he comes to Vijñānam brahmedi vyajanāt. Vijñānāt deva kalvimani bhutani jayante. Vijñāne na jata nijivanti. Vijñānam prayantyapi samvisantiti. Tad vijñāya punareva varunam pitaram upasasaram. Adhihi bhagavo brahmeti tagum hovacha. Tapasa brahma vijijñāsasva tapo brahmeti Satabodapyata Satavastaptva. Then he understood that the knowledge, intelligence can be Brahman. Knowledge is Brahman, he thought. Then Vijnana, from everything is born out of knowledge. Knowledge only realizes this is there. It's born out of there. And it is sustained by that. And it finally enters into this. Therefore, Vijnanam is Brahman. Knowledge is Brahman. Not Prajnanam Brahma. Kevala worldly jnana. Okay. Prajnanam Brahma is okay. That Prajnanam is actually Paramatma. This is ordinary worldly knowledge. Vijnane najata najivanti. Vijnana means Vishesha Jnana. That is, all the Visheshas we know. Vijnanam prayanti abhisambisanti tad vijnaya. Then there also he got a doubt. This cannot be the Brahman. So he approached the father and told him again, Adhihi Bhagavo Brahmeti. He is telling the same thing, father is also telling the same thing. Tapasa Tagumho Vacha Tapasa Brahma Vijiknyasasva. So he told, knowledge is the agent of action. Knowledge is an agent of action actually. Some action is caused by do this, do that. That knowledge comes from there. So it is an agent of action. So knowledge cannot be Brahman. So then the doubt came and he asked the father. Father again told, again you contemplate. He said, so you contemplate for one day, tomorrow you will see again. Okay. So we will conclude with this mantra and tomorrow we will see the other mantra. Sahana Bhavatu, Sahano Bhunaktu, Sahavirjam Karavavahi, Tejasvina Vadhitamastu, Ma Vidvishavahi, Om Shanti 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 Hari Om.